Hello, I'm Anna Marie, and we're about to take a look at the Garlic Shoppe Shopify store. The way I'm going to go through this is pretending that I am a customer. So we're going to see what catches my attention, what's confusing, really trying to pinpoint those moments where you might be losing potential purchases, right? And then I'll also throughout be giving some design feedback, just little tips and tweaks that might increase conversions on your site and also just might add a little more professionality and just improve the overall look. So let's dive right in. Here I'm on the main homepage. I just landed here. And what I see first is, I'm noticing this flashing image at the bottom, and then I'm seeing this huge red block. And so I'm not totally sure which I'm supposed to look at right away. Your navigation is taking up a lot of space on your site. And there's all these links that I could click, but it's pretty overwhelming. And so ideally your navigation would be this really narrow line at the top of your website. So I could see, whatever you're showcasing in the header and these buttons that you have recommending that I go buy something, that's the thing you want to showcase first. So starting off, the navigation is taking way too much space. I'm overwhelmed by what to click on. So it looks like you have some cookbooks, you have a ton of different kind of seasonings. I think you could really put these in different categories. So if I were to redesign your navigation, I would have, home can just be your logo link. And then I would have, maybe a drop down for products where I can click and then I see an opening of all the different products that you have. Or then if you can kind of put them in a few categories, maybe you have, cookbooks, spices, garlic, kind of that type of thing laid out. So it's just maximum of 5 links for me to pick from. And then I'm seeing there's some duplicate items, I see search here, but I also see search here. I don't need a double search, so just doing one of those is plenty. So first order of business, cleaning up your navigation and making it way narrower. Now, I love your logo. I love this style, It's a really cute image. I would recommend that you digitize it though. So definitely you want this image and this storefront somewhere on the site, but I'd recommend here you have a digital version of it that can be much smaller and easier for people to read. Other than that, though, I do really love that you have this brand color scheme, You have this red, you have this kind of light beige, and then this black outline. So that branding is really great, and we want to keep that going. And so even here, just to go back to the nav, so I scrolled down and then I scrolled back up and the nav kind of keeps popping in and out. Ideally, if you had this narrow nav, it could just stick to the top the whole time and you wouldn't have kind of this weird experience. So then looking at your header section, I really like these images. I like this little layout of a text block over the image. It's easy to read. These are moving quite fast though, at least at first. Now it looks like it might have paused. But they were moving way too fast for me to read. So and again, the navigation's making it hard for me to read. If we can get that to go away, there we go. So just making sure that, these images are going maybe a little slower. And then let's take a look at what you're actually selling. So, okay, welcome to Gilroy, California, the garlic capital of the world, home of the world's famous Garlic Festival. See the whole catalog now. So this is welcoming me to Gilroy and telling me about the Garlic Festival, but it's not actually telling me what you sell. Do you sell garlic? Over here I saw a picture of potatoes. Do you sell potatoes? Do you sell shrimp, It's not totally clear. And so I would make sure that whatever header image you have here, or if it's multiple, which is also a good idea to rotate through kind of different products that you sell, make it super clear to me right off the bat what you sell, So I'd expect to see from kind of based on your top navigation, maybe there's one that tells me I can buy, garlic. There's another one that tells me I can buy garlic spices. And I'm guessing if I read through this, so we have fresh Christopher Ranch garlic, garlic dew dust, special blend. Okay, so you are advertising the spices, but this image doesn't make it clear to me. Also, it looks like there's some kind of copyright mark on this image, so just making sure that you use your own images of your spices, right? That's what you're selling, so that's what I want to see here. And if you have these fun recipes of how you can make roasted garlic potatoes or garlic scampi, those are great blog posts, but you probably don't want them as header images because now I'm a little unsure of what it is that you sell. So this one's a great example of a good one. Fresh garlic sold by the head. I know exactly what I'm going to purchase. I know what you're selling. The image matches. So this is, I think, a good example to go off of. I would left align this text though, because when text is centered, once it's over a couple lines, it gets a little tricky to read. So that's it with the header. Let's keep going. So top bestsellers. All right, this is great. This is also kind of giving me more of an idea, and there we have the navigation again, giving me more of an idea of what it is that you sell. So this is exactly what I was kind of expecting to see more of in the header section. So you have these different spices, you actually sell garlic itself. I'm a little confused as to why you have these listed here and then also as images. So I think you could probably get rid of this section. And then also just in terms of alignment, this is a minor, tiny kind of design thing. But right, you have this aligned here, but then these stretch all the way edge to edge. So I'd recommend kind of compressing this so it all aligns nicely. But I really like that I can see some bestsellers. Okay, this is cool. You have some collections. So this is something that could be a good thing to have in the header, right? Okay, so garlic blue notes, salt seasoning collection, dust seasoning collection, so that's great. I would maybe consider updating the images so it's faster for me to figure out what the different collections are that you sell, and maybe explore different layouts just because there is, again, some misalignment here. But I like the fact that you tell me some of the different categories. I really like that I can subscribe to some emails. That's a great way to get kind of potential customers, even if they're not ready to purchase yet. And then it looks like this is kind of maybe an other section telling me, okay, so you have a hot sauce shack. You're telling me where you're located. Okay, so there's some cookbooks, planting garlic. So this section, I'm not totally sure. It seems like it's kind of telling me things that I can buy, but it's also telling me about your location. So I would have one section that has, right, your collections, your cookbooks, your different types of sauces, that type of thing. And then separately, I'd have a section that's, you know, about us. Maybe that's where you show your kind of storefront and have this information in a big, like, who you are, what your mission is, because that's really the stuff that people want to get behind. So just cleaning this out and kind of having clear sections for different things. And then we get all the way to the bottom. The footer looks good. I can get some information about you. Again, I can subscribe. I think it's a good idea to have links to all the pages here as well, and also links to any kind of privacy or shipping or return policies. I think would be great to add as well, just to have that be easy. And then I can see you have a get 15% off pop-up here. This is really hard to read with the image in the background, so I would just change that so it's easier to read. And then, so it looks like it's actually popping up a kind of newsletter. So if I get 15% off, if I sign up for the newsletter, I would make sure to add that there to make that really clear. So before I wrap up, let's just go and take a look at some of your actual collections. So best-selling collection, I like that I can see the header here. I like that right consistent font styling. Again, this though, I'm not sure why this is listed here, right? I can see the items right below. And also this image feels like it's just taking up some space. So I'd probably get rid of this image, get rid of this text, so I don't have to scroll down to actually see the products, right? Every time that a user has to scroll, that's just a risk that they're gonna click away and not purchase. So let's actually, final thing, just take a look at an actual product. So I really like that you have your own photos of your products. That is great. And this is super simple. I can just add the quantity, add to cart, and purchase. There's a great description. Oh, and you even have kind of ingredients. Oh, looks like there's nothing under there though. So I would make sure that you actually add text into those. But I really like this. It's really cute. I like the little icons. So just make sure that there's some content there. And looks like there might be some kind of outdated stuff over here. And it looks like you do have kind of a blog post space. So this is totally where I would put that stuff of, right? This is how you can use our garlic to cook XYZ recipe, have that showcased here. So just going through and filling out, right? Or removing any placeholder stuff through here. But otherwise, this product page is looking great. Also, final thing, it looks like I just saw this chat button over here, so it looks like there's a little bit of overlap between the two. So just make sure to move, right, maybe the 15% off to another edge just so those don't get overlaid. So I'll stop there. Overall, right, I think the site is really cute. You have a clear branding with this kind of black outline, black text, red and beige color scheme. I really like that. I would just go through and make those tweaks to, right, just clean up the store a little bit and make it easier to navigate and bring up your story, bring up kind of who you are, because that's ultimately the thing that people really love and wanna get behind. So I hope that was helpful.